Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius.
Today, we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a video about collecting slime, a book about dragons visiting the rain wings, and we have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Debora Hollick. Debora is an international speaker, consultant, trainer, and better known as the Smash Through Mentor.
Hi, Tiberius. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Today, we're going to start off with a video of the week, and this is going to be a slime.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today's video game is Slime Tower Tycoon. This gives me by Infinite Tycoon Empire. Because it's on Roblox, you are able to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free. You may remember Infinite Tycoon Empire from their other game, Chef Tycoon.
Is it just for kids?
I would say 3+, maybe. So first off, you appear at a tower, and it has a green slime that is, well, dropping little colored pellets like rabbit poo. Then they fall down a tube, and then you collect it for money. You then have to put it in a dropper, and it slowly counts and collects the pellets and pays you for it. As you earn money, you are allowed to purchase more slimes. Then when you have enough of the same color slimes, a merge button appears. This will merge your slimes together and change the color and give you more pellets.
Are there lots of colors?
There are lots and lots of colors. Each time you purchase a slime, the cost goes up. Also, you can purchase upgrades to speed up the rate at which it counts and collects the pellets. There are lots of upgrades that you can purchase with real money, so be careful where you walk. I did the +5 slimes button that allows you to purchase the slimes a lot faster. I've upgraded my slimes a few times and I'm still way ahead of my dad. And guess what? The +5 doesn't cost Robux.
Sounds like a good time.
Well, I give Build a Slime Tower Tycoon 10 out of 10 stars because I really enjoy this game and that they added options to merge and purchase in bulk. This takes some of the work out of the game so you can focus on the fun stuff. I go all the way to the purple slimes. And now it's time for the book of the week, Wings of Fire, the Hidden Kingdom. This book is written by Toby T. Sutherland. Remember to the back of the book. In fact, Deborah, shall I do the honors?
I would love to. I love dragons. Here we go. The Dragonettes of Destiny aren't sure what to expect in the Rainwing Kingdom. Glory hopes to hear more about her family. And since the Rainwings aren't fighting in the war, all 5 Dragonettes think they might be able to hide safely for a while. But something deadly is stalking the peaceful kingdom.
Ooh. Well, this is an AR book worth 10 whole points. That's a lot of points. It's rated for 5th grade and first month. So this is book 3 in the Wings of Fire series, and our 5 heroes traveling from the Sea Kingdom to the Rainwing Kingdom. Well, they are happy to be in a place where there's no war at all. Well, they wanted to talk to the Queen to see if there was a cure for the poison that affected Webs that he got affected by in the Sea Kingdom. So, if you remember from the first book, Webs is the dragon that raised them and taught them everything that they know. Well, it took too long to meet the Queen. Webs dies, and along the way, they noticed that a lot of the Rainwing dragons have been disappearing a lot. They asked the Queen about the disappearances, and she did not seem to want to do anything about it. So, the team decided to try to figure out the problem themselves. They find that the Nightwings have been taking the Rainwings and killing them because they wanted their land back. Glory challenged the Queen to become Queen herself and save the Rainwings. Now, I won't tell you any more because I think you should go read this book and enjoy all the drama yourself. Well, I give Wings of Fire, the Hidden Kingdom 10 out of 10 stars because I really enjoyed how they escaped the Sea Kingdom because they were being held captive. And now it's time for an interview of an interesting person. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Debora Hollick. Deborah is an international speaker, consultant, trainer, and better known as the Smash Through Mentor.
Hi, Tiberius. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
No problem. So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
It's great. How did you know I love dragons? Like, what an awesome book you picked.
I was just continuing the series. So you are a Smash Through mentor and a consultant. For my listeners that don't know, exactly what does that mean?
Well, I picked the name Smash Through Mentor. It kind of evolved quickly because I was talking with a friend and trying to pick a name for my company. And she said, well, you're a get it done kind of person. You like to smash through it and get it finished. And I went, oh, and I like to mentor people. So we became Smash Through Mentor. And
Nice.
as a consultant, I help people solve their issues in business and give them suggestions, and we brainstorm, and I like to call it idea explosion. So we have lots of fun doing that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So how long have you been doing this?
Well, a pretty long time. You can tell by my gray hair that I've been around a little while. So I've been doing it for over 20 years.
Wow. So how'd you know this was the go-to job for you?
I guess because it's just kind of part of who I am. And people always came to me for advice and to help them solve problems, and so ever since I was a little kid, people were coming to me. So it just kind of became real natural to me.
Mm-hmm. So why do people need a Smash Through mentor?
So they can get her done.
Nice. So does it take a lot of work to be a mentor?
Well, I don't know if I want to call it work as much, because when you're enjoying something you do, and I really encourage people to find something they really enjoy doing, like you do with your show. You like
Mm-hmm.
your show, you can tell, because you have lots of fun, right? So while it may be some work, it's fun work.
Mm-hmm. So how does working in this field make the world a better place?
Well, one of the things I do as a Smash Through mentor is I show people what thoughts look like using something called Kirlian photography. So I feel that helping make the world a better place by helping people think a bit differently. I want people to look at the good stuff and see that our thoughts look like something. It's not just a random thing out there. Our energy changes, and when you can see it in a picture,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of sticks in your brain.
Mm-hmm. So I saw on your website that you can help people to stop cussing. I don't do it in front of adults, but I do cuss more than I should. Can you teach kids not to cuss?
Well, I don't know if I can teach anyone not to cuss, but I would hope I can help them solve their stress and anxiety, maybe, and work through some things. So maybe they don't feel the need to do it as much. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe sometimes it just feels good, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, does it take a lot of formal training to become a consultant and a trainer?
Well, I think it's important to do a lot of reading, and a life experience helps a person, and just doing something for a while. Again, I'm going to refer back to you and your show. You've been doing this for quite a while, so you could probably consult with some people to help them do a good job too.
Mm-hmm. So what is the best part about doing this type of work?
I think I help people be happier, and that's a real good feeling to me.
Okay, so what is the hardest part about being a Smash Through mentor?
Well, the hardest thing for me is figuring out all the technology that I need to use to stay ahead and be part of the marketing game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's the hardest.
Mm-hmm. So is being a consultant and a strategist a good business to be in?
I think so. I like it.
So what have you learned about yourself while doing this type of work?
I've learned to be more confident, because when I first started, I didn't consider myself an expert in much of anything really, except the marketing that we were doing at the time. But as it evolved, I realized that I was really good at mentoring and consulting for my clients and with my clients. And so I learned that it was a really good fit for me, and I helped my clients make a lot of money, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. So what advice would you give to my listeners if they wanted to grow up and be a smash through mentor?
Well, I would encourage you to read a lot, stay in school, get a good education, and be curious. I think it's really important for people to be curious in life, want to learn things, want to explore and just figure it out and have some fun doing it. I think that's really important.
Mm-hmm. So what was the craziest thing that has happened while you were doing your job?
Oh my, the list would be long, but I'm not sure, Tiberius, what would be the craziest. I'd really have to think on that one. Maybe we'll come back to that one a little bit later. How about?
Mm-hmm. So what is the greatest challenge that most consultants are dealing with today?
I think there's a lot of competition or supposed competition. And I think people compare themselves to others a little too much. Social media is something that I think is a problem, not just for young people, but for anybody in a business. They see somebody bragging about this or that, or standing beside an airplane, and it's probably a rented airplane, but people think, oh, I don't have an airplane. I'm not as good as that person. So I think it's really important to just think within and not compare ourselves so much to others. It doesn't matter if we all get to the same place at the same time or before the other person. There's lots of people that need help right where we are.
So my dad said that you are also an international speaker and best-selling author. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, I am. I just recently spoke at an event at Columbia University in New York, and I am a best-selling author in a journal and in Blue Talks 3. And I am just in the process of doing an anthology with a group of authors that I am compiling called Live Life in Wow. I'm also in another book coming out here shortly on the 22nd of October that is called Cinderella Monologues. So there's a few things in the works.
Ooh. So what made you decide to become a speaker?
Well, again, it's something that's kind of natural for me. And when I was in school, we had to do speeches and we had to get up and speak and get over our fears. And so I think that was a real valuable thing we were taught in school and a skill to have. So I liked it. I guess I like being on stage. I like being the center of attention.
Mm-hmm. Did you write about the same material that you speak about?
In book 3, yes, my chapter in book 3 of Blue Talks is called Listen to the Whispers or Get the 2x4. And so that I speak about that as well, because I really believe it's important that we listen to our intuition. We all have that little voice that tells us stuff, right? And sometimes when we don't listen, well, we get to learn some pretty tough lessons.
Mm-hmm. So what is the one part about your work that you're most proud of?
I would say that I'm most proud when people that I'm working with have a breakthrough and can move forward quickly and really feel that they gain value from our work together. That's the best part for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, I got to do a speech a few months ago with my dad. What do you enjoy doing more, being a consultant or a speaker?
Well, they're both pretty close there, but I'm going to say more and more I'm enjoying speaking more and more. But I like being a consultant too.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to speak to people there too.
Mm-hmm. So how'd you learn to become a good speaker?
Well, again, in school and just by doing it more and more, listening to other really great speakers and listening to what they say and when they pause and that sort of stuff and how they speak and just listening to all kinds of speakers.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to my listeners if they wanted to grow up and be a speaker?
I would advise them to read and listen and practice. Have fun practicing. Don't be afraid. Everybody puts their pants on one leg at a time. Just go out there and have some fun, make some people laugh and share some knowledge, and somebody in that audience is going to enjoy what you have to say.
Mm-hmm. So I see that you've been interviewed by lots of people about your skills. What is the one question that people ask you way too many times?
I've been really blessed when people are interviewing me and whatnot that I don't think I get people asking me questions too many times. I enjoy all the questions people ask, and I just I don't think I can have too many questions too many times.
So what is that one question that you wish that they would ask you?
Well, I wish they'd ask me a little bit more about what Live Life and Wow is all about.
Well, what
Because
was it all about?
Live Life and Wow stands for wonder, openness, and wisdom. So the book that we're compiling is called Live Life and Wow: Nuggets of Wonder, Openness, and Wisdom. And my hope is that by people reading the book and participating with the playbook that goes with it, is that the people are going to learn to more and more to look for those wonderful little nuggets in every situation, all the positive stuff, even if it's something that didn't feel so good at the time, that if we can find something wonderful about it, we'll change the way we're thinking and people won't be so negative all the time.
So who helped motivate or inspire you the most in following your dreams?
Well, I had a wonderful mentor myself, and her name is Dr. Agnes Krawick, and she unfortunately this year she made her transition, but she was just instrumental in me becoming more and more of who I am and really developing my intuition and accepting my gifts.
So what message do you want to tell children all over the world about being a smash through mentor?
I want to tell you to believe in yourselves. I want to tell you not to compare yourself to anybody else. And I want to tell you to dream big.
Okay. Well, I wrote a radio show and podcast that talks about God to Line Strong segment. How do you include God's message in your work?
Well, I think intuition is God talking to us. So
Okay.
I really believe that we need to listen. We need to listen just a little bit more.
Okay. So when you were a kid, what did you want to do when you grew up? Did you always know you were going to be a consultant?
No, but I think I always knew I wanted to be on stage. When I was young, I grew up on a farm and I had a swing. My dad had built us a swing, and I used to go out on the swing at night, and I would sing, and I again have a bit of a gift with my voice, and I would look up at the stars and I would sing to the stars, and I would pretend that was my audience. So I think that, and then the dog was there and he didn't howl, so I guess I wasn't doing too bad. But I thought that was my audience, and I guess I maybe always deep down wanted to be on a stage.
So if you could go back 10 years and tell yourself something, what would it be?
It would be not to compare myself to others and to really believe in myself and just trust in my intuition, trust in what the gifts I've been given.
Okay. So what was the first job that you ever had?
The first job I ever had, well, I babysat, but my first actual real job with an actual paycheck was I worked at a miniature golf course.
Ooh. Okay. Well, was there anything you learned from that job that helped you to be a better smash through mentor?
Absolutely. I learned that I had to get things done because there was just me there. So I had to take care of the customers. I had to clean the golf balls. I had to make sure everything was clean. I had to do a whole lot of stuff. So I learned that you better be organized and you got to get it done and don't waste time.
I wish I worked at one of those places.
It was so much fun.
Because
I
then I
have
could
to
just
tell
play
you.
free golf when the store's closed.
That's right.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
So what was the biggest mistake you ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
The biggest mistake I ever made was not listening when I was to my intuition. And how did it change me as a person? It almost cost me one of my businesses. So it changed me with how much I trusted some people.
Wow. So when you're not working, what do you do for fun?
I read, I sing, I love to spend time with my family and friends. And those are the most important things to me.
So do you play video games, and if you do, what's your favorite one?
Actually, I don't play video games.
Not even on your phone?
No, I told you technology is not too, and I don't get along too well. So
Wow.
I'm not a real video game person, but I'll bet you one of these days I'll find something I really like.
Okay, so what is your favorite book to read?
One of my favorite books that I've ever read was a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Okay,
And yeah,
okay. And can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid show, but that one story, well, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on, you can tell me.
well, I don't know. Let me see. What is a story that I could tell you that I'm not supposed to tell? Well, I can't tell you that. I can't. I just can't because I'm sure there'd be some parents listening and they wouldn't want me to tell you that. They'd think I was very naughty.
Well, is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you?
Well, I just the one thing I want them to know is that I really, really believe in in helping people change how they think. And I really, really want people to join the movement for Live Life and Wow. I want people to buy the book when it comes out in December. Well, actually, before that, because we're going to do pre orders. And I want people to get involved in the events and to watch for what's coming up and, follow me on my website and LinkedIn and all those places.
Well, can you give us those?
Sure, my website is smashthroughmentor.com. And on LinkedIn, it's just under my name, Debora J. Hollick. So please feel free to just look me up. And on Facebook, I'm under Smash Through Mentor as well. So feel free to connect with me there and reach out to me. I'd love to hear from people, and especially I'd love to hear that they've heard me speak on your show. I'm so honored to be here.
So what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
I think you've pretty much covered it all. In fact, I couldn't even answer some of them. You asked me such great questions. So I think the only thing is just I don't think you forgot to ask me anything.
Okay. Well, thank you, Deborah, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
I yes, and I need math corners because I guess that's maybe one thing that I'm not very good at and is kind of embarrassing. So I could tell you that I'm not very good at math. So this will be good.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
Thank you, Deborah, for helping me with Math Corners. This week, we're going to do some more multi-step word problems. My dad loves showing me how math can be used in the real world. Today, we're going to talk about water.
Water's good.
Okay, here we go. Sarah can buy bottles of water in packages of 6 for $9.48 or in packages of 4 for $8.24. How much money does she save by buying $24 of water at the better price? So this is a really big multi-step word problem because first you have to find out how many cases would be of each package. So if you were to buy packages of 6, it would be 24 divided by 6, which would be 4 packages. But if you were to buy the packages of 4, you would take 24 divided by 4 and get 6 packages. Now you have to figure out the cost of each group. So if you take the packages of 6, you would take $9.48 and times that by 4, and then you would get $37.92. And if you're using a package of 4, you take that $8.24 and times that by 6. And then you would get $49.44. So, that the 6 bottles of water is the less expensive one. But the question is, by how much? Now you have to subtract both answers. So we have to take the $49.44 and subtract it by the $37.92. And let's see, 2 carry over the 1, and then we get $11.52 difference. That was a big one.
That's for sure.
So since we just had a hurricane, I can understand everyone paying so much for just water. They should have filled up their tub instead, like we did.
Probably a lot less expensive.
So Deborah, do you ever use word problems in your work?
Well, I do. I have to figure out whether or not I'm making any money at certain times. What are my expenses? What am I have coming in? So yeah, you use math all the time.
How much profit?
Yes,
You don't
exactly. Because if you're not making profit, you don't have a business. You just have a hobby.
Well, thank you so much, Deborah, for your help with Math Corners.
Well, thank you.
CWSmithLaw.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
That website again is CWSmithLaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the heart of a lion, which does stand for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. This week, we're going to talk about leadership. For me, I think leadership is the act of loving what is good, having self-control, and being disciplined. The qualities of leadership are providing guidance and direction, organization, and being a positive influence on others. Well, this week, we had a hurricane come through Orlando. We closed up all the windows and tested the generator. The storm was very loaded and scary. After the storm, we went outside, and my neighbor, Mr. Welcome, and my mom and dad and myself cleaned up the street in front of our houses. Then my dad visited the 49 homes in the neighborhood to check on each neighbor to make sure that they were okay and cleared the 4 streets so cars could move freely. Other people saw my dad working and came out to help. That's a good example of being a leader and being a positive influence. After 2 hours, the entire neighborhood streets and sidewalks were completely clear.
Wow, that's wonderful.
So, Deborah, did you see or use leadership at all this week?
Yes, actually, I did. I think I mentioned to you a little earlier that I'm just doing an anthology book with a group of authors, and so I've been experiencing my leadership and helping them to really have confidence in themselves and bring out the best in them. And that really does my heart good when we can show people that they can do wonderful things. And I think good leaders show people and let them do it. And I think that's very important.
Of all of the heart of a lion virtues, which virtue do you see the most?
Which one do I see the most would be leadership. It would be the one I see the most because I am involved with a lot of wonderful leaders with my work and with the people that I associate with and listen to on podcasts and things like that. So I think you're a good leader, Tiberius, because I think you're showing people how they can be their best selves, and you're bringing that forth to lots of people.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Debora Hollick for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking with you today. I think we learned a lot about the Smash Through Mentor and what a consultant does.
Well, thank you for having me, Tiberius. This has been lots of fun.
Do you mind giving your website?
Absolutely. It's smashthroughmentor.com.
Okay. Well, you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show. And please be sure to visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and like and subscribe. We need a lot of subscribers. And also, be sure to listen to us next week on The Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.